Hey, this is Mike with Webs Unweaved, and I'm here with Mike from Hicks Strong. How you doing, Mike?
How you doing?
Excellent.
Nice to meet you.
Good. Why don't you tell us about your organization?
Yeah. So let me just fix this. Sorry about that. All right. So back February 11th of 2019, we lost our son, McCoy Austin Daniel Hicks. That's his picture behind me there. He was
sorry to hear that.
Thank you. He was a United States Navy sailor, and unfortunately, he took his own life, and which was difficult. And we said to ourselves, we said, well, what are we going to do about it, right? Do we want to be negative and beat down the military, or beat down, just be negative in general? And we didn't want to do that. So what we wanted to do is basically try our best to do something to help prevent other families from having to go through this level of pain, losing their child before their time. So we said, well, let's do something. So we started the organization, hashtag Hicks Strong, Hicks Strong Inc. And what we do as an organization is we link military members and their military members with qualified counselors. And this applies to both active duty and veteran. There's a little bit of a stigma and challenge, especially when it comes to active duty members that seek mental health counseling. So we wanted to give them an outlet without jeopardizing their careers or their position in the military. And also for veterans, and mainly because we as a country are losing 22 veterans a day, and that number fluctuates a little bit here and there depending on how things are reported. And then on top of that, if you factor in the active duty military suicides that are happening, that number goes up. It's more closer to 23, 24, actually 24, 25 a day. And that is just heartbreaking. And so we wanted to do something about that. And so we offer our services via Skype, FaceTime, Zoom, those types of video conferencing methods. Good thing is it happens to be my background, so I'm knowledgeable about all of that. And really, this was prior to COVID, right? So what we wanted to do is make it accessible and available no matter where or when an active duty member might need it, whether it's in the bathroom or in their room at night, just making it more accessible to them. So we've been just getting the word out, spreading the word, and trying to help where we can. One other function of what we do is we make hug mugs. These mugs are an outward showing of our thankfulness for their sacrifice and for their service. I got a couple here to just quickly show you. So these are custom painted by volunteers, sponsors, and they're given to military members, active and veteran, for free at no charge, as a way to them, so they pick up their mug and they could say, you know what, I'm not alone. Someone actually cares about me, and I'm not alone. And they can hug their mug, and they have a hug from their mug. So those are just one of the other things that we do to help try to curb this epidemic, really, of loss in the military.
This is obviously a very nice thing. It's a great, beautiful thing that you're doing for the military. I support the military. Have you ever served?
I did not. This is actually my son's hat. It's got the gold star pin in it that we received. I wear it to be close.
Right. No, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Now, I know this happened 2011,
No, 2019, last year.
2019, last year.
Yeah, February 11th.
Now, is this when this started? Your organization started?
Well,
Decided to do that.
not right away. I mean, we were in a cloud of pain for the
Understandable.
first 3,
Right.
4 months.
Mhm.
So right around, I want to say right around April, May, my wife came up with the idea, let's make these mugs. And so that idea came up. And so we decided, let's start making mugs. And then at that point, we are like, well, how can we go further? And before we even, I basically crammed myself into books and knowledge to learn how to start a nonprofit because
Right.
I had no idea. I'm not by nature a businessman, if you will, but so I didn't know. So I finally figured out what I needed to put together. And in August 5th, we were established as a nonprofit organization.
So what do you, obviously you hope to help, everybody who's in the military, obviously, no matter what branch they're,
Correct.
and you guys are available. I saw on your site, you also have counselors, therapists,
Mhm.
right? You have a shop
Yep.
available. How can people get involved to help?
So, and they can help in a multitude of ways. A couple ways, like if they want to, before COVID, it was a nice like date night out, if you will. So, like people that wanted to sponsor a mug, they can go on the site and purchase a mug for a military member, whether it's someone they know, they could put their address of that person, and we'll paint that mug, get it fired and kilned, and then ship it to that individual directly. Another way is when we're able to and things start loosening up, we have events locally. We use a local shop. We're all about local businesses. So we use a local shop in Loudonville called Peace the Occasion. And she's been with us from the beginning. So we do events there. We have people come in, paint mugs. We provide them with snacks and food and stuff, and it's really a good time. A lot of people that have come have really enjoyed their time there, and it's doing something for a good cause. Another way is well, if you're a military member or seeking services, you can always go to the site and request services, request counseling. You can pick a counselor, read their bio, and it'll reach out to them. We typically respond within 24 hours. That's what we've asked our counselors to be able to return a request within 24 hours. And then if let's say they prefer not telemedicine per se, but they'd rather have someone in person when we are able to, we can locate a counselor for them wherever they are in the United States, and provide them information and contact. And volunteering. I mean, we do events here and there where people can, like I said, come in and paint mugs or help support wearing Hick Strong. And we were at Veterans Day. We were at the Veterans Day dash in Shen, and at the Shen school, where we had a whole team of people that just wanted to come and represent Hick Strong and get the word out and stand for our veterans and active duty members.
Is there anything else that you would like people to know about your organization, and where do you see this going years from now? Obviously, you want to help more veteran members, so there aren't 22, 23 a day.
My wife, she's kind of the visionary, right? So she's I'm more like the tech guy, but she has ideas of wanting to kind of expand this, not because expand this potentially even to include first responders, mainly because a lot of first responders are military members and veterans. A lot of first responders deal with this similar trauma that our veterans and active duty members have experienced. So we'd like to see at some point that morph and grow into including first responders, as well. Um, where I see as basically, we set it up in a way that, we want it to grow and kind of be almost self-sustaining, if you will, like, where we are able to add on counselors that are driven, heart driven with this message and this cause, and add more of those and be able to just provide services to the masses. We and it really is the hard part is getting the word out, and that's really the challenge, because a lot of our military members don't even know what services they can get. They're just so worried about losing their position, even if they speak up, or let alone getting beat down by their peers and their chain of command when they ask for help. So getting the word out and putting it out there. One of our counselors actually that we just recently added on, her son was at an event where we spoke to the Navy Operations Center in Schenectady, Support Center in Schenectady, and he mentioned it to her, and she finally reached out and was like, "Hey, my son, I heard about it," and that's really getting the word out, so that they know that they have services available. One interesting thing, real quick, if I might, is we do try to help when there's financial hardships. So we'll do certain fundraisers to raise money specifically so that we can sponsor sessions for an individual that may not be able to afford it right away. So we can either partially sponsor if they can afford, let's say, $25 towards their session. Ideally, we'd love this to be 100% free and accessible to all of our military. But we have to, work on our fundraising and grant writing to be able to offer that 100% free.
Right. No, I hope for that too. Mike, I'm very, very sorry, for your loss, but I'm very happy and appreciative that you guys started this organization. And
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you, coming on and getting the word out during this interview.
Thank you.
And it was a pleasure, for the good that you're doing. It was a pleasure to interview with you.
I appreciate you, offering.
Yeah, no,
interview. Yeah.
I'm here to help. Really, that's what I set out to do, and I'm sure you can understand that. I wish I could help in a bigger way. So what we plan on doing, my business is obviously we've got these interviews. We're posting them. We have a local paper, and we have a national paper, and we're trying to fill that up with content. And by doing so, we're going to get these videos, your information, and so forth. I'll have your website. If you have a logo, I'm going to be sending you an email after this with some information that will help me post this information out. It's going to go out on the YouTube channel. It's going to go on Facebook.
Awesome.
So you'll get a lot of exposure.
That's awesome. We appreciate that.
Yeah, no, not a problem. It's my hope that it really benefits you and your organization.
Well, we just consider it a blessing, and I thank you for what you're doing as well. Piecing all together all these local businesses and small businesses to get their information out there. We're huge supporters of small businesses.
Same here.
One of the things we did was we know a friend that's a small business owner for a local Thai food place in the area. So we partnered with her we raised enough money to supply the VA hospital doctors and not nurses with meals, so that just a way of saying thank you. We brought our car out there, we brought music, and we played music for them and brought them food, and it was a lot of fun. It's really nice being able to give back and say thank you for everything they're doing.
It does feel good, yes, and the more people, the better. And yeah, supporting local is very important, and that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
So, Mike, let me thank you, and I'll send out an email to you. And again, thank you again. It was my pleasure.
No problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, you have a great night.
All right, you too. Take care.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.